So Chum got a call from a guy who's got this particular white SUV that's not really famous. It's more like infamous. So this is it.
The OJ Bronco.
Wow.
It is the OJ Bronco.
Are you kidding me? I've never seen anything quite like this.
This is it.
Well, it's not the OJ Bronco, it's his buddy's Bronco, right?
That's right. It's the Bronco OJ was in the back seat of.
It's sort of weird because OJ and his friend, what was his name?
AC.
They both had identical Broncos, but this is the one everyone knows. This is one everyone saw on television, the infamous car chase. And OJ's actually got destroyed, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so OJ now lives in the state of Nevada.
Yeah, I don't think that's by choice.
Yeah.
I own the white Ford Bronco. The murders were June 12th. OJ was supposed to turn himself in on the morning of the 17th. He didn't. And that's the Bronco that everybody can remember seeing driving up the 405 freeway. I've been offered $500,000 for the Bronco. I turned it down. So here it is. I would like to be able to sell the Bronco and then take that money and give it to my children.
So how did you get this thing?
At the time of the Bronco chase, I was OJ's agent.
Amazing.
There's some people that were going to sell the Bronco to a company called, I think it's Graveline Tours, and they were going to go up and down the freeway, go by the murder site, and I just thought that'd be classless, especially since the trial hadn't started yet. So I got it from AC, and have kept it pretty much hidden for the last 22 years.
OJ had an amazing football career. All of his memorabilia was worth a fortune. You know, he did movies, he did endorsements.
And then in one night, it all fell apart.
You know, there's like 3 or 4 things in the past, like 30 years everyone remembers. Everyone remembers where they were at when the Challenger crashed. Everyone remembers where they were at on 9/11. And everyone remembers what they were doing when they saw the OJ chase.
Exactly. And people my age remember when President Kennedy was assassinated.
Yeah.
Which, oddly enough, that vehicle is the second most viewed vehicle in history behind the Bronco.
That is crazy. So this is like an early 90s Bronco, right?
Yeah, 92. Low mileage.
How many miles on it?
About 36,000.
So is that the same license plate that was on it when...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in fact, if you pull up photos, you'll see AC sitting here, and then this license plate, in fact, same frame holder.
Okay. You know, it's that weird bit of pop history. And you're looking to sell this thing.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Obviously, you drove it in here. It runs good, and...
Why don't you take it for a drive?
I get the back seat, and we're getting on the freeway.
Whatever. This isn't just any SUV. It's the SUV. It's the one 95 million people saw on TV doing what I'm about to do right now. Drive really slowly down the freeway.
I hope the AC works.
I'm sure AC had AC. On the phone with the police, he negotiated, I want to go see my mom.
Right.
So where were you at during the chase?
Oddly enough, I was behind the Bronco by about maybe 400 yards. Right behind all the cops, the helicopters.
Amazing.
It was very surreal.
There's a glove back here.
No, there's not.
Do you think OJ wore a seatbelt?
I highly doubt it. Yeah, he was laying down, oddly enough.
He didn't really research the getaway.
No.
They were using his cell phone, and they just tracked him with the cell phone.
Right.
So AC just wanted to sell this thing as soon as all that happened?
Well, where's he going to drive it, because
Yeah.
people would recognize him, and
Yeah.
he wanted to go incognito.
About to cruise on the freeway, chum.
Feel that power? Yeah.
Yeah. See, he didn't opt for the larger motor.
No.
Pretty spacious.
And you've got the best seat in the house.
I know. I wish I could get down on the ground and get real comfortable, but I'm too fat.
Well, no, actually, as far as the old Broncos go, I mean, there's still a decent demand for them because it's a good, solid 4-wheel drive setup.
Yeah, I've had people that, when I went to get gas or something, and they would say, hey, you want to sell it? It's like, yeah, but it's not probably in your budget.
Rick, you're going too fast.
It's going 40 miles an hour.
All right, well, it feels fast. I'm in the moment.
I'm definitely intrigued. The problem is, putting a value on this thing is almost impossible. There hasn't been another one that is sold. I know someone would pay a ridiculous amount of money for it, but then again, value is going to be really tough. Here you go, chum. All right, so how much you want for this?
$1.3 million. Yeah, think about it. It's a one of a kind. You know where you were when this was on the 405 freeway.
Yeah.
Worldwide, more people have seen this vehicle than any other vehicle on Earth.
But it's not exactly a love story.
I mean, this thing, like I said, massively iconic car. I'll give you this, it looks amazing. You know what I mean? Rarely do you see a 92 Bronco in this shape. But it also has that bad stuff associated with it, the murders. Yeah. And
Now, you know this isn't the one that had the blood in it.
I know, but that's a lot of money.
Okay, I could drop down to $1.25 million.
You might get that or even more at auction. I'm gonna pass on it.
Okay.
With something like this, it's so much of a gamble because there's nothing to compare it to its price.
Right. I'll never sell the Bronco for under $1 million. I know it's worth that, and if it's not, it will be.
Well, thanks for bringing it by.
Thanks for taking a ride.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Let's go have a glass of OJ.
Not funny.
Guys, what can you tell me about Tupac?
One of the greatest artists ever to live.
Some guy says he has the car that Tupac was shot in.
This is probably like one of the most iconic cars ever, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, it is a piece of music history, but it's kind of disturbing.
Supposedly, it was registered to some guy named Sugar Knight. And
Suge Knight.
do you know anything about the car?
Yeah.
It's a 7 Series BMW.
Black on rims.
Okay,
I
all
think
right.
it's sweet.
I'm just gonna call Warwick.
You can't just take Warwick. I mean, come on. I mean, he knows a lot about rock and roll culture, but we're talking about Tupac. This is my era. It would be a disservice to you and your company if you didn't take me.
Fine, you can come with me, but give Warwick a call. I have an appointment. And if it all works out, we can own this thing by tomorrow night.
All right, I'll give him a call.
So this is supposed to be the most amazing car on the planet.
It's pretty dang close. I mean, Tupac probably wrote some poems in this thing.
I know it's an extremely huge deal, but
I know what you're thinking. Those rims aren't big, but in 1996, boy, those things were huge.
they look huge to me. There's a car dealership here in Vegas that actually has the car that Tupac was shot in. I'm bringing Warwick with me because he's my music memorabilia guy. It's been 20 years since Tupac passed away. A lot of his personal items have come up for sale, and they're going for a lot of money.
Good to see you.
How you doing?
How's it going?
It looks pretty cool.
You got all the documentation back to this is the car you got shot in.
We do. We have the lease paperwork showing that Death Row Records actually was the leaseor and that Tupac was the one that was writing in it.
All right, we'll take a look at it.
Sounds good. You guys give it a once over and let me know what you think.
Thanks.
So remind me, what happened here?
It was 1996. It happened here in Las Vegas after a Tyson fight. Tupac ran in with a bunch of like LA Bloods, and there was a bunch of LA Crips here at the fight, and they got into an altercation. And then later on that night, when they're leaving the fight, car pulls up side and opens fire on Tupac in the passenger seat and Suge Knight in the driver's seat.
2 of his albums from this period have gone on to the diamond status, which means 10 million plus sold. And he's still selling records to this day.
So is there a market for this?
Well, in the memorabilia market, hip-hop and rap, it's not yet taken off as a collectible. So I'm going to put this in the same range as Tupac's Hummer, which made $200,000.
All right, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
I think you should really think about this.
Okay, well, you call Bill up and maybe get some advice from him?
All right, I'm gonna do that right now.
This is seriously the only time Chum has took me to school.
This is an interesting piece of history. We're talking about it's one car that signifies so much in pop culture that took place.
What happened in this car changed history, right?
To bring it up to your date and age, this is the Jimi Hendrix of hip hop.
I keep on feeling older and older today, just so you guys know.
This is crazy. Last time I saw this car was back in '96. So I show up at my buddy's house, and lo and behold, across the street, there's the car Tupac got shot in.
On a tow truck or something?
On a tow truck. So, yeah, these are pictures of the car the weekend after this took place on the tow truck, taking it back to California. So it's been a while. She looks a little different.
Okay, so where would the bullet holes be?
So you got one up here, top of the driver's door, a couple underneath the door handle, and then a couple in the back seat. If you look carefully, there's one that went through the bottom of the windshield right here.
I guess all that's been repaired?
Yeah, it's surprising to me the car's still around. I mean, based on the condition it was in and it being part of a crime, the wheels look similar to the wheels that were on it, which is kind of your first dead giveaway when you look at it. I mean, obviously, she's been polished up a little bit, but man, this is definitely a unique piece.
Okay, so my problem is, it's a little weird. It's not like you had like a great celebrity and this is the car he drove in a movie and he drove it really fast and all that. This was a car a celebrity got shot in and died a few days later.
So in the car world, there's the drivability factor. You can own a piece of history and actually drive it, and it really won't devalue it so much. But this car, because of the connection to a crime and a murder and all that stuff, establishing that value is the tough part. For all intents and purposes, if you're looking at the car, it's a 96 BMW. You
So
know?
what's a 96 BMW worth?
On its best day, if you found the right car lot, $5,000.
Okay.
But this is on a whole different spectrum. You know, this is clearly a historical value vehicle. Who's your demographic gonna buy this car that's got the discretionary income to buy this car? You're talking big money players. You got a lot of celebrity sports figures, other hip hop artists might buy it. The best on this car is gonna be probably an auction. I mean,
it's put it in an auction and just wish for the best.
well, I think the right place, the right auction, this car, $500,000 to $1 million.
Okay. Thanks, man.
All right.
If Rick can come to a deal and buy this car, this is hands down the coolest thing we've ever purchased. It's definitely the coolest thing we've ever had a chance to purchase.
Well, what do we think?
How much you want for the car?
We're actually asking $1.5 million.
Whoa.
It's a big number.
Yeah.
I've actually already had an offer at $900,000 from a guy overseas.
And you
Believe
didn't
or
take
not.
it?
We did not take it. We turned it down. We think there's money there. What do you think, chum?
I mean, I don't know. It's a pretty freaking cool car. This is a very iconic car in more ways than one. It's got a lot of cool stuff tied into it.
Well,
You think you can beat 900, Rick?
I mean, the best I can figure is it's going to go between $200,000 and $1 million in an auction, and just sort of depends on the auction. So a lot more than I'm willing to pay for it, but I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Come on, chum.
Seriously?
What do you mean, seriously?
I can't believe it. Tupac.
I'm just passing on the car because I'm just not going to risk this kind of money. At least I got a whole education from Chum. And when I learned something from Chum, it's a pretty rare occasion.
I got a car I think you'll be interested in.
What kind of car?
1970 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Let's go check it out.
You sit right there. You're not allowed to buy cars
Why not?
because you get too excited. Can you pull in my warehouse? There's no other product in the world that says luxury like a Rolls Royce. I mean, these cars today cost more than a house. The price tag might seem crazy, but people have always paid it, and they always will. Oh, that's the beautiful thing about a Rolls Royce. You know, when you see a Rolls Royce, you know it's a Rolls Royce. This is cool. It's a beautiful car.
Yes, it is. I am here to sell a 1970 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow that has been in storage for quite a few years. I have no doubt that to the right person, I will get top dollar for this car. Gentlemen, I'd like you to meet W.S. Holland.
How's it going?
Good to see you. How you doing?
I brought W.S. here for the provenance for this car.
What provenance?
This car was purchased by ABC Television as a gift to Johnny Cash as a result of the success of the Johnny Cash Show in 1969.
This belonged to Johnny Cash,
This belonged to Johnny Cash,
the man in black.
the man in black. And this gentleman here was Johnny Cash's drummer.
All right, I'm impressed.
My connection with Johnny Cash goes back a long time. In 1960, he called me to go with him just for 2 weeks, and it lasted almost 40 years.
So how often did Johnny Cash get driven around in this thing?
John actually used this car mostly if he was in town doing a TV show or a recording session. I guess maybe when he wanted to show off a little bit.
Did you ever drive this with Johnny?
I was one of the only people he trusted to drive it home.
That's pretty damn cool.
It's amazing. Now, this is kind of a funny story. The back window over there came down. It was cold. So we stopped at a service place, managed to get a piece of cardboard and some tape, taped it in that window, came down in a brand new Rolls Royce with a cardboard window in it. I was the only person that stayed the whole time with him.
You must have seen some stuff.
He walked the line.
And what's the dollar figure you're looking for?
$350,000.
Ooh.
You could buy a new one for that.
But it wouldn't be Johnny Cash's car. I happen to believe that I've got the premier collectible of Johnny Cash in the world.
Let me call up a buddy of mine. He deals in like celebrity cars and stuff like this. Let me get him down here. Who knows what you can get.
No problem.
I don't doubt that this is Johnny Cash's Rolls Royce. But when someone walks through the door asking this kind of money, I'd be stupid not to get a second opinion. Especially since it belonged to the man in black. A name like that will add value. I'm just not sure how much. This is it.
Wow, Johnny Cash's Rolls Royce, huh? Doesn't get much cooler than that. Yeah, this is nice. The Rolls Royce always represented the higher echelon, even back, in the 20s, the 70s, and even today. I think the same type of guy drives a Rolls Royce. Can we pop the bonnet?
Absolutely.
I love saying that,
Yeah.
don't you? Wow.
I mean, the first thing I can tell is this motor's never been out of this car. Definitely looks like a survivor under here. This is an amazing condition for its age. Wow, all original leather. This was top of the line stuff. It's remarkable. Is there a way we can drive it to see how it runs and performs and all that?
Sure. Carefully.
I'm driving.
All right, shotgun.
I love Johnny Cash, and to be driving his Rolls Royce is pretty amazing. I'll try not to drive it into a ring of fire. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I gotta admit, I mean, this thing really drives well for a 1970 car.
31,000 original miles.
All right, well, you guys have fun talking about the whole car thing. I got things to do, all right?
All right.
All right.
Put the damn window down. Put the, I am
I
not
can't
driving
hear
around
you.
this way.
I mean, the headliner, this mohair or whatever this is amazing condition.
I know on the new Rolls Royces, you can order cashmere headliners, lamb's wool.
Excuse me,
floor mats.
driver, can you keep it down a little bit? I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Put the window down.
I can't hear you.
For a 1970 car, it felt pretty solid. It felt like a tank, actually. It really did. It was a pretty cool car.
I'll tell you what, it drove really good. I gotta give you that. If I buy this off him, how much do you think I can get out of it?
Of course, Johnny Cash owned this car, so, we're talking about kind of a big push there in the hype, but I don't know if you know about this. Last year, another 1970 Rolls Royce, owned by Johnny Cash, went through auction for $49,500. We have to take that into account, so I've got to put it about that same area at $50,000.
The car you're talking about was a maroon limousine, longer car than this. Johnny Cash never owned the car. Johnny Cash never saw the car.
Hey, well, the fact is that if it was at an auction and everyone at the auction believed it was Johnny Cash's,
Yeah.
that's what a Johnny Cash car would be worth.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks, Steve.
Hey, my pleasure.
Okay.
And it was a pleasure meeting you.
Hey, my
it really
pleasure.
was.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Steve.
gentlemen, very much.
Well, that's disappointing.
I mean, when you said 350, I had my doubts. That's why I called him in here.
Someone who is going to purchase this car is going to be a high-end collector.
Tell me, what's your bottom dollar on the car?
Oh,
Because if you say 50,000, I'll buy it.
well, no, that's not going to happen. I don't think I could take less than $200,000 for this car.
We're obviously not going to make a deal, but it's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure.
And it's been an honor, sir.
Been
An
my
absolute
pleasure,
honor.
my honor.
We are probably going to take it to auction where a collector of Johnny Cash will pay a fair price for this car.
Hey, how can I help you?
I have a limousine that was owned by the Great One.
The Great One.
The Great One.
Can you pull it around back to my parking lot back here?
Okay.
Okay, come on, chum. Let's check this out. There's actually a few people nicknamed the Great One. Maybe he's talking about Jackie Gleason, or maybe he's talking about the hockey player Wayne Gretzky. Either way, he's got my attention.
Awesome.
All right, so what do we got here?
This is a 1978 Lincoln Continental, special ordered for Jackie Gleason, the Great One.
Who the hell's Jackie Gleason?
You don't watch old movies or old TV, do you?
I'm not old.
I came down to the pawn shop to sell my 1978 Lincoln Continental limousine. I could just really use the money right now. I'm looking to get $35,000, and that's pretty much my bottom line.
So where in the world did you get this thing?
I got it from an uncle.
You got paperwork proving it was Jackie Gleason's?
Yeah, traced it back to Jackie Gleason through the Florida DMV.
Okay.
We do have video footage of Gleason getting out of this car.
Oh, cool. Jackie Gleason, he was such a big star in the 50s and the 60s. The Honeymooners was one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. You watch a few episodes, you really will sit there back there and laugh and laugh and laugh. I remember one episode, they borrowed the neighbor's Frigidaire, so they looked like they actually had a refrigerator in their apartment. Jackie Gleason started off as a movie actor in the early 40s. But his role as Ralph Cramden on the TV show The Honeymooners made him a Hollywood legend.
This was the premier limousine to have. Everything state-of-the-art, top of the line, fit for any movie star. We've had it at car shows, and people just gravitate to this vehicle.
The body's in great shape. There's some little issues.
Yeah, we have had it repainted a couple of times.
Okay, yeah, this is classic 1970s right here. It doesn't smell like cigars. He seemed like he always had one in his mouth.
There's actually cigar burns on the armrest of the other door.
All right. Yeah, I can see him sitting in here with a glass of whiskey and smoking a cigar.
I like the TV.
We do have the original television antenna from back in the day.
This thing is definitely cool. Vehicles owned by celebrities can be worth a ton of cash. But to be honest, I'm not going to get my hopes up on this one because I just don't know how much it's worth. The headlight covers work. I miss stuff like that on cars. I mean, you know, I thought it was pretty cool myself. So what do you want to do with it?
I want to sell it.
How much you want for it?
$35,000.
You know what? I just don't know. You got a cool ride here. I'm just in a real quandary on what it would be worth. It's neat that Jackie Gleason owned it. Steve McQueen's Porsche. It went for over $1 million. Let me get my buddy down here who knows everything there is to know about cars. Maybe we can figure something out.
Okay. The expert's opinion really doesn't matter that much to me because the car was owned by Jackie Gleason, and you can't really put a price on that.
What a cool car. You know, I love this kind of stuff, Rick. I'm glad you called me down to take a look at this, man. The guys usually call me down when they want me to inspect a car, a truck, a motorcycle, anything with an engine and wheels. This would have been your top-of-the-line limo. As far as American luxury limousine, this was the deal back in the late 70s. It's like driving your sofa down the street. You know? Yeah. I love it, man. The 78 Continental Stretch, it said pimp written all over it. What's your thoughts on this, Rick?
I mean, I'm just in a quandary on what the thing's worth.
Let me check this thing out. Give it the once-over. We've got some rust bubbles here where it's been holding water. This one has been body-worked and painted.
Yes.
There's stuff hiding in here. There's all kinds of little bubbles and cracks and things like that. We've got some trim that's a little beat up around here. We got some more rust, you know, back in there. Can we roll it down the road a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jackie Gleason could be one of the biggest deals that there ever was. And it was Jackie Gleason's car. So this is a big deal for me. How you feeling back there, Chumley?
Like a king.
Nice.
So what do you think about this thing, man? Worth anything?
Personally, Rick, I love the car. Engine feels real good, tranny shifting real good, steers real good, the brakes feel real good.
This thing's pretty sweet.
This car is like a cloud, man. It just floats down the road. Drove great, stopped great, handled really well for the big, giant Titanic ship that it is.
So, what'd you think?
Man, it's a nice driving car. I don't really see any real mechanical issues with the car.
So what do you think? What do you think it's worth?
Brother, I'm gonna say pass.
Seriously, you're gonna pass?
Yeah, that's what I would recommend, because there are things hiding underneath of it that are trying to get out. If you were just gonna paint this car and paint it properly, you're easily in the $10,000 range. But this car has hidden issues underneath of it, the rust issues coming out here on both sides, the things going on the top. So until you strip it down and discover how bad it is, there's an unknown. I think the major issues with this car are strictly on a cosmetic level, but there's a lot of it.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm saying pass because I love the car.
All right, well, thanks, Danny.
Absolutely, Rick, anytime.
The guy said he loved the car, it was so cool, and then he says you should pass on buying it, and I didn't really understand. Well, what do you think?
If he's telling me to pass, I'm gonna pass. I mean, if it's gonna cost a fortune and I'm not gonna get my money back, it's just not worth it for me. If there's a buyer out there, I hope you get it. But this is a risk and reward business. I see too much risk for the possible reward.
All right.
Sorry, man. It would have been really cool to buy a car owned by Jackie Gleason, but I really trust Danny's opinion. Earlier, I got a call from a guy selling a 1940s vintage Indian motorcycle. Classic Indians can be really valuable, so me and Chum are on our way to go check it out.
Okay, guys, the reason I called you is I got a 1940 four-cylinder Indian motorcycle.
Well, it's definitely cool.
It was owned by Steve McQueen.
It's a cool bike, but since Steve McQueen owned it,
It makes it that much more, I know. I called the guys from the pawn shop today to come out and look at my 1940 Steve McQueen Indian. I'm really looking to sell this motorcycle today because me and my sisters could use the money. I'm willing to let this bike go for $130,000, and I'd be out of my mind to let it go for any less than that. This is Steve McQueen's bike right here.
Did Steve McQueen drive it?
He has ridden this bike.
Oh man, this is sick. I absolutely love Steve McQueen. In my office, there's two pictures of people. One of them's Jimi Hendrix, one of them's Steve McQueen.
Oh.
I'm sort of big on the guy.
So how did you get this bike?
Me and my dad purchased this bike at the Steve McQueen estate auction, and I've got all the paperwork from the auction itself.
Steve McQueen was the ultimate man's man. As an actor, he always played a badass. Because in real life, he was a badass. You know, in The Great Escape, the German soldier that was chasing him on the motorcycle?
Right.
That was Steve McQueen. Because the original stunt driver couldn't keep up with Steve McQueen. They dressed Steve McQueen up like the German, so they just filmed it twice.
He just loved to ride.
He actually raced motorcycles competitively. So a bike that McQueen owned would be priceless to collectors. Does it still run? When was the last time you started it?
I haven't started it in a while, for probably 6, 7 years.
All right, it was shining when you bought it, correct?
It's real shiny now. It's just got a couple little chips in it.
I noticed on the gas tank there's a little bit more than a chip.
My dad went out on a ride on this thing, and it happened to catch fire.
Not only did the guy let the bike sit around for years so you can't even start it, he lit it on fire and didn't fix it. I should walk away on principle. But it's still Steve McQueen's bike, and the cool factor is off the chart.
That is all the damage there is.
Okay.
Just that one little burn spot there.
That, and it looks like some of the wiring's been replaced with modern wiring. So how much do you want for it?
I'm firm at $130,000 right now. You're getting a deal at that price.
I'm thinking more like $70,000. It's gonna cost me like 15 grand to get it fixed up, and I'm assuming I'm gonna get right around 100 at an auction.
You're gonna get a lot more than 100. We're talking about Steve McQueen.
I know we're talking about Steve McQueen. I'm willing to go 70,000 cash right now. I mean,
I couldn't do 70,000. I mean, my bottom dollar would be right at 120.
I'd go 80 grand, but I wouldn't go no more. You're realizing I'm gonna be 100 grand into it. The auction charges, it sits around for a year, it's the cost of money.
80,000 won't make it with me.
Okay.
I couldn't do that deal.
I mean, I'll go 85.
I can't let it go for that. It means too much to me. And
Thanks a lot, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Okay, come on, chum. I am so bummed we could not make a deal. But 85 grand was really the most I could risk.